Hey, what's up, YouTube land? So it's been a little while since I made a video. I had a huge move from Colorado that took quite a while. Still actually got a few boxes to unpack, but anybody who's ever done a move knows my pain. I swear it takes you like 3 months to get that last box unpacked because it like somehow disappears under a bed or in a closet or something before you realize it, or garage. It's another place. But anyway, so I thought I'd do a video, actually kind of on an interesting subject. I'm kind of baffled these days about how people get so obsessed with getting followers and so obsessed with success right now. And it's something that's always kind of bothered me. But, well, not necessarily bothered me, but it's been something that's, I've thought about because I'm right at that weird. I'm going to be 32 in like 2 weeks. So I'm not quite a millennial, but I'm just barely over that tipping point. So I lived half my life, half of my youth without internet, without, see, I was probably in high school when internet started getting really big. I still remember taking a typing class. So back when I was in elementary school and stuff, we played games like the Oregon Trail. Where now, kids take computer classes and like they don't even know how to write properly because everything's just, it's not as important as it was where I remember in 5th grade you being required to learn cursive. But then when I got into high school and into college, technology became a huger deal. So, went from the flip phone, having, the Razor be the biggest thing to now we're onto the iPhone X. Where there's some kids in under 30-year-olds that's all they know is technology. So they get a lot of things instantly. And I've always thought about that. And it was funny, I was listening to a podcast, the MF CEO Project by Andy Frisella. And I hope I didn't butcher his last name, but it's the motherfucking CEO Project. And he was talking about millennials and people under 30. And he said some people above, too, just kind of like I'm talking about. And it baffles me. I have to agree with him, just how everybody thinks everything's happening now. And it made me think about followers on like Instagram. And it's funny because I have the app that tracks when I lose followers too. Because I noticed a lot of people will go through and they'll follow everybody. They'll just start, I don't know if they type in names, they use those stupid generated apps where you follow people to get them to follow you back and you pay and stupid ass shit. And they must, like, there's some days I'll get on there and I'll have like 48 new followers. Well, within a week, I've lost 62 followers. It's funny because I have roughly 2,400 people that follow me on Instagram, and in the same amount of time that I've been on Instagram and gained those 2,400 followers, I've lost 3,000 followers. So technically, I've had over 5,000, 5K follow me, but at one point or another lost him. And I'm not offended by that. Like, that cracks me up because everybody wants that. They want to hit that 5K mark. They want to hit that 10K mark. They want to hit that 100K mark, the million followers. They want all these people. And the whole thing is I notice some people go out and buy their followers, or they'll do that. They'll spam people in hopes that those people will follow them back. And then as soon as those people follow them back, they unfollow them. And I do my best to try and follow. I follow about half the amount of followers that I have. I follow back. If we share mutual interests, if I know them, it's hard to follow everybody. Because you're never going to keep up with them anyway. But I do my best to try to follow some people back. And it cracks me up when they'll follow me for like 3 days and they'll unfollow me. And I thought, they had interesting content too, so I followed them as well. I'll go in and unfollow them too, because I'm like, if that's your game, I'm not interested. But that's proof. I've been on Instagram since 2012. It is now going to be 2018, so it's 2017. We're going into 2018 in the next 6 weeks. And it took me that long to gain 5,000 followers, but also lose 3,000 of them. So it's not instantaneous. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen right now. It's just not. I wish it did. Trust me, I've done those get rich quick schemes. I've listen to the infomercials or the messages on, I'm here. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Or listen to the messages that you'll see on YouTube channels and stuff like that. And I've got into them. I've paid for memberships. I've bought books, different things like that, and gotten discouraged when 6 months in, I wasn't seeing any traction. And it does suck because nobody wants to be broke. Nobody wants to be struggling. But you realize real quick that it's just not going to go that way. And if you want things to go that way, you're never going to get it. And that's why I think everybody always uses the example of weight loss, is you didn't gain it overnight. If you're 30 years old and you're looking to lose even 50 pounds, chances are you put that 50 pounds on over either your entire life, if you always battled with your weight, or at least over a couple years. So you're not going to wake up tomorrow, go to the gym, run an hour, and that 50 pounds is going to come off. The same is with getting a 6-7 figure income, getting a business launched, getting a degree. It's not going to happen overnight. To get a bachelor's degree takes an average of 3 to 4 years, and there is no way to get around that. Like, you can't circumvent that and just skip it. Even if you're one of those kids that gets accepted in early in high school, so you start your senior year, you're still going to go 3 years past high school to get that degree. You're not suddenly going to cut it down to 6 months and have that bachelor's degree. It's just not going to happen. So, bottom line is we got to stop being obsessed with instant gratification, because it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. And we need to remember that what we see didn't happen overnight either. You look at people like The Rock, or you look at musicians like Taylor Swift, or you look at, entrepreneurs like Tony Robbins and stuff like that. If you really, really investigate their stories, they didn't start at the top. Like The Rock talks all the time about how he started with $7, how he played in Canadian football, and they went, bye, and he had $7 to his name. And that's how he started. If you look at the guy who started Shreds, the supplement company, I think one of the stories he put out, he said he was a little bit different. He had a little bit of money when he started his company, but he basically, I think he moved back in with his parents after working like Wall Street, and he got a big credit limit, and he started a supplement company, and he kind of had to go back to the bottom of the barrel. If you listen to how First Form got started, the company before them, that they started before they launched First Form, they made, I think in their first month they made a profit of like $9 or something. I can't remember the exact figure. You look at, there's another really good one. Good time to draw a blank, right? But you look at these people that they start out with absolutely nothing. They decide they want to be a movie star, so they move to New York City, or they move to Los Angeles. Sorry, it's midnight. And they start with nothing. They start with absolutely nothing. They have $7 to the name, they have $15 to the name, and they swear they're never going to be that broke again. And that's what motivates them, what pushes them. I think if you read one of Tony Robbins' books, I can't remember which one, it talks about how he lived in an apartment and barely made rent and had a beat up old car and shit like that. You can't make it overnight. And if you think you're going to reinvent the wheel, it's just not going to happen. It's not. You may be able to make a better plan, and you may be able to cut 1 or 2 corners, or at least make those corners more maneuverable, but you're not going to completely reinvent the wheel. It's just not going to happen. There's always going to be a process to getting to where you want to go. And unfortunately, until I was about 30, I didn't want to listen to that. I wanted it now. And now at 32, I'm slowly getting traction in what I do, but it's not happening overnight for me. I'm, starting at the bottom, building a business. I'm starting at the bottom, I'm getting my master's degree, and it's going to take me several years to do that. And I've accepted that, and I know that, and that's what it's going to be. So, at the risk of repeating myself, and at the risk of going on and on and on and on and on, I'm going to tell you this right now. You've got to put in the work. Period. It's never going to get easier. It's never going to get better unless you do that. If you have the option to put in the work versus getting the easy way out, always put in the work, because chances are in the end that's going to pay off. And the golden rule, if it sounds easy, if it sounds too good to be true, most likely is. Nothing is ever easy. Nothing worth having is ever easy. So go out and get it. Go out and grind. Till next time.